The downfall of Young Thug appears to be a never-ending saga, with a recent crash so messy that dragging Kendrick Lamar into it may have been the biggest mistake of his career. Young Thug, also known as Thugger, recently released what was supposed to be a response to the backlash, but it only made things exponentially worse. The controversy began with a leaked phone call in which he dissed Kendrick Lamar, Baby Keem, and essentially everything Kendrick stands for. The timing of this leak could not have been more disastrous. Just when fans thought the chaos surrounding him couldn't sink any lower, it did. Every time fans engage with this drama online, it's as if another piece of hip-hop's so-called legends, including Drake and Lil Baby, starts to crumble before our eyes. The empire of cool is falling apart brick by brick, and now Young Thug is right at the center of the collapse. Like some of his closest allies who have recently been dragged through the mud, Thugger is being roasted from all sides, and many believe he deserves it. Instead of engaging in effective damage control, he delivered one of the weakest and most embarrassing responses seen in a long time, lacking any strategy, effort, or a cleanup crew. It is clear that this man has no PR lifeline left. He is fumbling every chance to recover, proving once again that without the right team in his corner, he is simply digging a deeper hole for himself every single day. The only person currently in control of Young Thug's legacy is Thug himself, and he is driving it straight into the ground in a way we have never witnessed before. This is not a series of minor mistakes. This is a full-blown crash. Every time he posts something online, he chips away at everything he has built, turning his career into a real-time cautionary tale. The most shocking part is that he is acting exactly like his so-called best friend, Dr. Ake, and even like his former associate who gave us graduation. Both of them have demonstrated how to destroy their reputations with nothing more than a phone in their hands. Now, Young Thug is proving that he has learned nothing from watching their downfalls. Consider this. He openly disrespected Kendrick Lamar while simultaneously and secretly begging him for a feature. That is not just messy. It is blatant hypocrisy. To make matters worse, he unnecessarily dragged Baby Keem into the situation, simply to show how reckless he truly is. Instead of taking accountability and cleaning up the damage, Thugger doubled down, copying directly from Drake's 2025 crash and burn playbook. You could call it the new Drake stimulus package, but instead of paying out in money, it pays out in pure embarrassment. Young Thug could have at least given his words some real weight, perhaps even put together a halfway intelligent thought to explain himself. Instead, these individuals are behaving like actors in 2025, merely cosplaying as rappers. The lack of accountability is evident as they continue to employ the same tired playbook, talk loudly, say nothing, and hope people are too distracted to notice the sheer nonsense. That is not strategy, that is pure desperation. The situation became even uglier when Young Thug decided to return to social media, not with new music, which is the only card he has left to play, but with noise and distraction. Fans everywhere are saying the same thing. Drop a track, drop an album, do something. However, he completely avoided that path. A surprise music release could have shifted the narrative, even if just for a minute, but he did not even try. Why? Because without the safety net of streaming farms, ghostwriters, corporate teams, Drake features, and those infamous bot streams boosting the numbers, he knows his music would not hold up. Instead, he doubled down on the fakest move possible, acting clueless online and hoping that feigning indifference would conceal the fact that his empire is slipping through his fingers. Now, Young Thug is clearly reading straight from the Drake Crash Out handbook word for word. We have officially reached the stage of this downfall where the response is not music or accountability, it's a corny little quote post slapped together with bad editing. What was his big move? His official response to the Kendrick Lamar leak was to repost a quote from none other than Denzel Washington, who, when asked about being canceled or losing public support, simply said, "Who cares?" He truly thought that would save him. But here is the critical difference. Denzel Washington is one of the most respected actors alive, a man who genuinely respects his craft and his peers and built his reputation on discipline and excellence. For Young Thug to hide behind Denzel's words is almost laughable because it could not be further from what we just saw him do. It's the same individual who clowned Kendrick Lamar by saying he only makes music for rap fans and not for real people. It's the same person who basically treated hip-hop culture like it is some disposable afterthought, as if it does not matter and is somehow beneath him. After doing something so disrespectful, so reckless, and so damaging to his standing in the culture that defines how he is perceived, he honestly believes he can just duck behind Denzel's wisdom like a shield. Let's be realistic. Denzel's energy is much closer to Kendrick Lamar's than it will ever be to Young Thug's. They both stand for respect, artistry, and principles. Meanwhile, Young Thug is fumbling with every move, trying to borrow credibility from a legend he will never measure up to. Even if we do not take it to the extreme, this entire spectacle still collapses under its own weight. What we are watching from Young Thug is a public display of self-destruction. What we are witnessing from Young Thug, much like from Drake, is the worst possible way to react when you are under fire. Instead of facing the heat like a grown man or even going silent to regroup and process everything behind closed doors, Young Thug does the complete opposite. He refuses to take accountability and chooses the most embarrassing route possible: to deny, deny, deny. Let us examine what that looks like in this specific Kendrick Lamar situation. Young Thug has now doubled down on his position that Kendrick does not care about the culture or the art form. He doubled down on disrespecting Baby Keem, calling him trash. He doubled down on pushing the idea that Drake is bigger than Kendrick. And he even doubled down on one of the most foolish takes of all, that Kendrick is not a real rapper because, in Thug's own words, he is not cool and does not chase features with popular industry names like Moneybagg Yo, Lil Durk, or Lil Baby. This is the hill he has chosen to die on. If this is the ground Young Thug wants to stand on, then so be it. But we cannot pretend that it is not a self-destructive strategy. No matter how many unbothered selfies he posts or how many staged, chilling pictures he tries to flex online, everyone knows the truth. Behind the scenes, he is rattled and facing the harshest backlash of his career. Instead of engaging in damage control, he is showing the world that he would rather crash out completely than admit he was wrong, putting himself directly in Drake's lane of denial and downfall. This is where the fall-off becomes massive, and I do not think Young Thug even realizes the size of the hole he is digging. If Drake, with all his power, hits, and industry backing, could not outlast Kendrick Lamar after being exposed, what makes Young Thug think he will do any better? Drake tried doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down, and each time, it only made the collapse uglier. Young Thug is marching straight into the same trap. The only lifeline left for Thug's career right now is that there is no secret audio of him trashing Future or Metro Boomin. Because if those leaks ever surface, it is game over for him. His career would be permanently finished. Even without that, the damage is already deep. Kendrick Lamar and the entire rap culture have been disrespected in a way that cannot just be swept under the rug. Millions of people are going to remember Thug's words forever, especially that ridiculous claim that Kendrick only makes music for a weird subsection and not for real people. Do you realize how insulting that is? That is basically spitting on the very foundation of the culture that gave him a career. It is the same kind of energy DJ Khaled showed when he got upset that Tyler, the creator, outsold him, whining about real music versus his own formulaic clout chasing. The difference is that Tyler's art held up and Khaled simply looked bitter. Now, Young Thug is walking that exact same path, only worse, because he is aiming his disrespect directly at one of the most revered artists in the game. The saddest part is that he simply could not wrap his head around this. What came out in that leaked audio exposed the raw, ugly truth of how he and his inner circle truly feel about the very fuel that keeps hip-hop alive. He basically admitted that he does not value the culture that built him, the same culture that gave him a stage and defended him when his lyrics were used against him in courtrooms. Just like DJ Khaled, who never truly recovered after downplaying genuine artistry, Thugger may have sealed his own fate right here. Consider this: the pioneers, the heavyweights, the ones who carried the genre through decades of hate and pressure, all stood up for him when he was in trouble. How does he repay that loyalty? By showing that he does not care about them, the culture, or what this art form truly represents. That is not just reckless, it is an act of betrayal. And let's be honest, if Drake, one of the most commercially successful artists of all time, could be pushed to the edge of hip-hop culture for his recent moves, then Young Thug is headed straight for the same exit door. The difference is, Thugger seems almost eager to join him. Jeffrey has now revealed himself to be nothing more than another performative grifter, desperate to sit at the top of the rap ladder without respecting the foundation that got him there. With Kendrick Lamar refusing to give him a response, Thug's meltdown is only accelerating. Every statement he makes just digs the hole deeper, proving that this downfall is not slowing down anytime soon. As Kendrick's longtime collaborator and producer, Terrace Martin, recently said, he is sipping spring water and calmly watching this entire circus burn out forever. That is the perfect way to describe it, because if Young Thug keeps responding as poorly as Drake did during his downfall, and let's be real, it is already looking that way, then watching this collapse unfold is going to be the easiest show the culture has ever seen. What is becoming clearer by the day is that Thugger's fall off is not just about him. It is about a bigger reset happening in hip-hop. If Kendrick and Drake already kicked off this new era with their clash, then Thug's implosion is cementing it and setting things in motion that we have never seen before in rap history. Look at the silence right now from all the rappers who once stood beside him and Drake. They do not know how to move because deep down, they know their time is coming too. They see the lies unraveling. They see the fake industry tricks being exposed, and they know the audience is fed up with the grifters. Years ago, Kendrick Lamar issued a warning on his track Mortal Man, and then again on Mural. He cautioned those who are pretending to be leaders of the culture, you can laugh all you want now, but eventually, the truth will come knocking. When it does, no staged post, no fake cool picture, and no industry shield can save you. The silence from the culture says it all. Nobody is rushing to defend Young Thug. Not his peers, not his so-called brothers, and not even the rappers who once swore loyalty to him. This silence is not an accident. It is a clear message that the game has already turned its back on him. Thugger is standing out there alone, watching his empire crumble while pretending to be unbothered. What we are witnessing is the rap community drawing the line. Kendrick did not even have to drop another bar. His respect speaks louder than Thug's denial ever could. The culture is reminding everyone that hip-hop does not bend for clout chasers, and once you lose that respect, you cannot buy it back. No PR stunt can fix it. For Young Thug, this is not just a bad week or a messy headline. This is permanent, unforgettable legacy damage, tied to his name forever. The scariest part is that every move he makes right now is digging his grave deeper. The silence from his peers, the laughs from fans, and the calm confidence of Kendrick's camp all prove one thing: the fall off is not coming. It is already here. Everyone is on trial right now because every dog has its day, and Young Thug's is here in front of the entire rap world. His response was not just weak, it was embarrassing. And now everyone is asking the same thing. What does this mean for him as the culture is shaking up right in front of our eyes? Is this the final nail in his legacy, or can he somehow crawl out of the hole he dug for himself? Was this the worst response Young Thug could have given? Do you believe this is the exact moment we will look back on as the start of one of the biggest downfalls in modern hip-hop history? From the way it looks, Thugger's name might forever be tied to this meltdown, the leaks, the disrespect, and the culture turning its back on him.